Hi, my name is Paris. I am a first-year medical student, and welcome to the Medical Millennial. Today's video is actually the second part of a video that I had previously uploaded, and if you weren't able to see the part 1 to this video yet, I'll make sure to link that in the description below. Today's video, I'm sure, as you can tell from the title, is going to be everything I brought with me and wore on the day of my interviews. So without further ado, let's get started. The very first thing you need to do is to pack the essentials. Now this is the bag that I ended up using for the interview day. It is quite large, as you can see. That really didn't bother me. I would have loved something a little smaller. I'll link a Madewell bag that I think is perfect. Unfortunately, I think it is like $150, $180. I got this one at TJ Maxx. Definitely wasn't $180. So any bag will do. Trust me, no one's going to be judging you on your bag. I wouldn't bring a super large tote bag and then stuff it, but whatever you need. I've seen some people with tiny bags, some people with large bags. As long as it has everything that you need, the size doesn't really matter too much. Now, what's more important is what is in the bag. The first thing I actually did bring was this book. I did pack it in here and I actually left it, so this bag has a nice little zipper compartment there, which I love because I can hide anything that I don't necessarily want people to know that I brought, like that book, so that I could sneaky cheek like run to the bathroom in between interviews and just like review like notes that I wrote or anything like that. Put it in this book. Another essential I packed that really put my mind at ease was a little medicine baggie. Now I'll admit I'm a bit of an over worrier, so I'm not sure that this is necessary to this extent for everyone. I do definitely recommend bringing little things like a band-aid or like lip balm, especially if it's in the winter. Some of the days I had really bad chapped lips and it just distracts you, right? If you're feeling your dry lips, I don't know, for me personally it would distract me from the interview. So in my little baggie we've got Advil, we've got Band-Aids, we've got a little bit of Pepto, a little bit of Azo, maybe TMI, but I just didn't want to have to worry about anything physical distracting me from that day. So again, packing the bag in that way just let me prepare for any potential disasters and just made me feel a lot calmer and a lot more at ease and being like, hey, if something goes wrong, I got it. I could take care of it. Now last but certainly not least, actually it might be one of the most important things you put in your bag, is some sort of folder, notebook, portfolio to both keep all the documents that you're going to get on that day, as well as take notes about anything that you need to. So this is the one I ended up using. It's just kind of an old beat up black leather portfolio that my mom gave me. Thank you, Mom. And it's got the classic letterhead, and on here I pre-wrote a lot of questions because the interview is a wonderful time to ask a lot of questions to students. A lot of schools will give you an hour or so, usually during lunch, to talk to the students at the school, and at that time I loved to ask them a ton of questions. I would write down all the questions I wanted to know because your interview day is a blur and you will forget a lot of things at the end of the day. I would write down questions for students as well as for my interviewer. If I didn't know who my interviewer was, then I would just write down a few different types of questions, and then if I did know who my interviewer was, like if it was a student or a faculty or a physician that works at the hospital, then I would ask them the questions accordingly. The last thing to note about what I keep in my portfolio is actually one of my favorite things that I have made, which are these little contact cards. So what it is I'll bring it a little closer. Okay, so yeah, it's just got a picture of me as well as my name and contact information. Again, just my name on the back. And I made these myself. I drew up a template on Microsoft Word and then printed them on cardstock. And these are just incredibly helpful because whether I go to a conference or I go to one of the interview or wherever I am, there are a lot of times where you want to trade contact information with someone, and especially if you don't work for a company that gives you business cards, this is just a really handy way to be like, hey, here's my number, here's my email, shoot me a text, send me an email about XYZ. And that is everything I keep in my portfolio. So along the lines of what you bring to the actual interview day, of course, advice number 4 is to dress appropriately. Now, for me, I personally wore a suit. I feel very confident in pants. Some women did wear skirts or dresses, which I think are totally great options as long as they're proper length. I personally just kind of feel like a girl boss when I wear suit pants, and so because it gives me that little bit of confidence, makes me stand up a little straighter, I chose to wear that. I did actually also wear my glasses, so I don't need these all the time. I only need them for distance, which I know you don't really need distance for the interview, but again, it's a confidence thing. These are my glasses. They're from Warby Parker. And when it comes to what you're actually wearing for the day, I really wouldn't worry too much. Essentially, all of the interviewers will be a sea of neutrals, gray, black, navy, etc. So I wouldn't put too much pressure on yourself for that, and you don't have to get anything extravagant. So that is all I have for you today. I do really hope that something I mentioned here helped, or at least got you a little excited for your interview. Of course, my very last piece of advice is to try and just relax and have fun. I know that is way easier said than done, but just remember that you've worked so hard to get to where you're at. Not saying the hard work is over, because you still have to get through the interview and the thank you cards, but just congratulate yourself every step along the way and really realize that you are embarking on a journey. It is 100% a marathon and not a sprint. So be a little easy on yourself, don't be so hard, and enjoy the process. I'm hoping to make a bunch more videos all about how to get into medical school, maybe for those of you who are just beginning the journey. So how to do the application, what the timeline is looking at, the MCAT. In addition, I'll be doing a lot more videos kind of as they happen and what I'm learning through medicine. I look forward to bringing you along this journey with me. So thank you for watching. Watch out for my next